Hi, hello. Thank you for checking out Mr. Ware's videos. Today we're going to be looking at compound interest, and I got a little essential question here. What is compound interest, and how do I calculate compound interest? So let's take a look. We're going to go through some notes on what compound interest is right here. Compound interest is when the previous, fill this in, interest earned is added to the principal amount of money, so the interest builds on itself. So basically, you start off with the principal amount of money and you earn interest. You add it to the principal and you have interest built on top of that. Okay. The formula is set to equal to A, or the total amount, okay, of the account. So that's what A is equal. And this is different than simple interest where the formula only finds the actual interest. Uh, but the compound interest formula finds the interest and the principal added together. So when you get your answer, everything's already added together. All right, so let's take a look at the formula. The formula here is the compound interest formula. A is equal to A is the total amount, P is the principal, R is your interest rate, usually given to you as a percent but changed to a decimal. N is the number of times the interest is compounded per unit of time, and time is the unit. Usually the time is in years, and the number of times the interest is compounded per unit means the number of years is compounded per year. Okay, and over here is a quick little chart to let you know based on what type of problem you get. If you compounding annually, it means once a year. Quarterly means 4 times a year, and monthly means 12 times a year. So when you see these words, annually, quarterly, monthly, you're going to use the N will be equal to 1 for annually, 4 for quarterly, and 12 for monthly. Okay? All right. And I want to go over that a little bit more in detail so you can see it visually. Right? So monthly means you'll have it compound every month. You see the gray is where it compounds every month. So that's 12 times each year. Quarterly would be 4 times out of a year. So that's every 3 months, but it's 4 times each year. All right, this one wasn't in the previous list, but semi-annually, twice a year, so every 6 months. And annually is once a year. All right, so here's a problem right here. Aubrey invested $8,300 in the account, paying an interest rate of 2.2% compounded quarterly. Assuming no deposits or withdrawals are made, how much money to the nearest cent would be in the account after 13 years? So right here, I let out where I'm going to find the principal, the interest rate, the time, and the number of times it's compounded per year. Okay, so let's take a look. So the principal here is 8,300. That's what we begin with. Okay, the account is paying an interest rate of 2.2%. So we'll change that to a decimal. So that's going to be 0.022 compounded quarterly. I'm going to do the time next. Assuming no deposit withdrawals are made, how much money to the nearest cent would it be after 13 years? So 13 years is here. Okay. And next is the amount over here on the right, where since it's compounded quarterly, that means it's 4 times. So you can look here, quarterly means 4, so you can put 4 for N. So now we got all the stuff we need. All we need to do is plug it into the formula now. So I'm going to write that out here, where I got 83,000 or 8,300 in for the principal. The interest rate is here, converted to a decimal. 4 is N here, the number of times it's compounded. And then I'm raising it to the 13, which is my T, times the 4, which is N. I got those in flipped order, but that doesn't matter because you multiply. All right, so once you get all of this out, all you got to do is type it in the calculator. Okay, and this is what it looks like. You'll have 8,300 times 1 plus 0.022. And this is like a fraction here, over 4 raised to the 13 times 4. And on a certain type of calculator, you'll see this button here, A, raised to the B over C. Okay, and that's how you get to that little shape right here, but it's just this fraction bar right here. Okay. All right. So next, you just want to type this in the calculator, and you'll get your long decimal number here. And now since we want to round it to the nearest cent, that's 41. We look at the 1 and look to the number on the right of it, 3. So we, since it's not 5 or higher, we let it be, and you have $11,039.41 as the answer after 13 years. All right, let's take a look at another example. All right, Dominique invested $19,000 in an account paying an interest rate of 6.1% compounded monthly. Assuming no deposits or withdrawals are made, how much money to the nearest dollar will be in the account after 16 years? So we're going to plug in P for principal. That's the 19,000. The interest rate, 6.1%. We're going to move the decimal 2 places to the left. So we got 0.061. The time is 16 years. And since it's compounded monthly, we're going to use 12. All right, now we're just going to plug all of those elements into our formula here. 19,000, 1 plus 0.061, the interest rate over 12, the number of times it's compounded, raised to 12 times 16. Okay, and now next we're going to go ahead and type that into the calculator. 19,000 times 1 plus 0.061 divided by 16, close parentheses, raised to the 12 times 16. And make sure you put this part right here in parentheses. Okay, and remember to get to this little symbol here, it's a button on the calculator, A raised to the B over C. Not raised, I'm sorry, A B over C. Hit that button to make this little dividing bar here. All right, and then we type that in the calculator. We get this number here. And this one will round to the nearest dollar. So we're looking at the 8. And you see the 0. We leave that off. So we got $50,000, $50,298. And that's it. That is how you do compound interest. I want to thank you for checking out Mr. West videos. Have a nice day.